Welcome everyone to the penultimate day of the Winter Classic seeding. We have one more day ahead of us, which is tomorrow, which is our tiebreaker matchup night. What an even that's going to be, because we've already got 4 matches on the docket. It's turning into a real dealio primetime episode for you guys. And well, we've got the possibility of a couple more to be joining it as well tonight. Tonight we're heading down the bumpy road of 2 men's division action bouts. And we're starting off in Division 2, so why don't we get into that bout right about now. Into the Resolve Arena.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the prestigious World Championship.
Ospreay looking ready as ever. The champion ready to go to work here tonight. Can you blame him? Phenomenal with that belt, certainly in contention for Superstar of the Year. 2 division champion, former undisputed world heavyweight champion, taking on tonight another former undisputed world heavyweight champion. Ospreay looking ready as ever to deliver a decisive blow in this battle here against Roman Reigns. And to be honest, can you blame him? Ospreay, a win tonight puts him tied with the American Nightmare. And obviously that will result in potential tiebreaker bouts. But before that really comes into effect, the Aerial Assassin has to take down the OTC, the Tribal Chief, ahead of that table. A pay-per-view of the arena both men have solid memories of. Roman, while not involved in anything here, Ospreay defended his Emerald Belt against LA Knight. And now is the time for when these 2 stars clash inside the ring. It's amazing that these 2 never met up prior to the brand split. Roman began his conquest during that Dual Dream tournament, and well, he fell short in that one. Looking at how that matchup teed off against one another, it would have been Roman and Nia Jax versus Ospreay and Mariah May. I tell a lie, these 2 have met up before, and it was the Tribal Chief earning victory. Well, no, the Aerial Assassin earning victory in that one, granting both Ospreay and Mariah May a championship shot, which led to the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship in Will Ospreay's hands. Since then, a lot has changed in these 2 people's trajectory. Ospreay has continued to rise, continued to dominate on Breakdown, whereas on Primetime, the OTC rose to the top, only recently losing his championship to the American Nightmare. Tonight, it's a rematch from Dual Dream. A rematch of the century that could have been two top champs facing off against one another.
Introducing the challenger. From Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns. And his opponent, from England, weighing in at 220 pounds, the prestigious World Champion, Will Oxley.
Well, let's get going into this matchup. Both men look ready. And we're underway here as Ospreay out of the gates fast, but his direct drop kick attack falling short as Roman takes the waist control. However, now Ospreay changing the tune of that said lockup as he now takes waist control, and the early goings of this matchup are now in the favor of the aerial assassin. Up until there, where Roman hits that side headlock, bringing Ospreay down. Early trading and transitioning of position. This is almost Roman wearing down Ospreay, ready for a guillotine that he utilizes to earn some big victories in his career, as well as here in IPW. Ospreay escapes that hole, but still caught. Arm wrench applied now by Reigns. He's keeping the pressure on Ospreay. You need to stop him from creating space, causing carnage, and just all round moving with some momentum. Springboard off the top, and well, somehow Ospreay connected with that. Early goings back and forth as Ospreay up and over hits that DDT. Standing spiral tap as well. Roman, we said, needs to keep this pressure on, needs to keep Ospreay at bay, but when the champ gets going, he is hard to slow down. Boots colliding as Reigns and Ospreay teeing off against one another here. A Winter Classic battle that's certainly one for the ages. Probably our most interesting one that we have on tap. Reigns unloading now. Putting some pressure onto Ospreay. Ospreay, nice shot. That count is getting very high here. We're up to 8. Ospreay sent into the ring post. A count of 9. Ospreay needs to get back up now, but I don't think he's going to be able to. There's a count-out victory. Reigns earns it, but what's this? Reigns is a Nash with the briefcase. Cashing in. But Reigns is a champion. Reigns is not champion. You can't lose the belt on... What? What the flip is happening? Roman isn't champion. Nash has cashed in on him. Ospreay still is top dog. How is this gonna pan out? I'm intrigued. Anyway, Roman and Nash going toe-to-toe now. A big boot from Nash landing flush onto the skull of Roman. He's already eaten a jackknife powerbomb. Now he's going to eat a turnbuckle. Heavy landing there for Reigns. Obviously, these two have faced off in this tournament already. Nash keeping the pressure on. And I guess this is all legal. Remember, that briefcase can be utilized wherever as a Superman punch collides onto the skull of Big Sexy. He's now in the sights of the OTC. Dropping him with a punch. It's now an awkward situation for Kevin Nash. Caught standing solo. Nash back up, but again Reigns sends him for a run and hits the spear. Pinfall attempt. Has he done enough? The answer's no. But Nash, he's reeling now. Even after cashing in. Bumps connecting and, well, Roman unloading some heavy shots. Off the ropes he goes. And over the top, he's slamming his full body weight into Kevin Nash, and he's keeping him at bay. Big Sexy's missing his opportunities here. And this is a relatively fresh Roman Reigns. Kick out there by Nash keeps this matchup rolling on, and well, the control that Nash could have had certainly slipping out of his grasp as now Reigns lining him up. The ooh and the ah comes through. There's the spear for a second time. Cutting Big Sexy in half. He goes for the cover. 2 and a kick out given there. But for how much longer can he fight on? Nash up. Takes Roman up. Reigns out the grasp. Busting open the outsider. Nice power slam there. Drilling Nash into the mat. Extended for a run and the Superman punch connects. This has just been domination from the get-go. And Reigns wins against 2 men. How that got a replay, I don't know, but what we did get was a count out. Then, the bizarre cash-in of Kevin Nash on the wrong man. Failing his shot. Well, I am lost for words with how this turned out. This was insanity. As Reigns isn't champion, I have to lay that premise down. Nash getting confused. I'm confused. What the hell did I just witness? We'll have to see what IPW management have to say. The general managers, they thought they had December off. They thought they could just get away with just watching some simple IPW. But no, the new year, we've got some interesting things to discuss around the men's Emerald Belt. because right now, everything's up in the air.
Here is your winner, and new prestigious world champion, the OTC.
But he won by a count out. He won via count out and now is champion? I don't think so. Oh, the new year's gonna be interesting. Well, hopefully we've left Bizarro World now in Fresno, California. Because that last matchup...
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 210 pounds, Bryan Danielson!
It has just confused me to pieces. I've had a quick word with IPW management, and essentially, Will Ospreay is still champion due to him not losing the championship in a matchup with Roman Reigns, although Reigns won the matchup via countout. So Ospreay's still champion. As to what happens with that resolution briefcase, technically speaking, Kevin Nash did cash it. He just chose the wrong opponent to cash in on. So my understanding is that is still lost. Again, we'll get confirmation presumably in the new year as to what happens with it. But I did see Big Sexy quickly grab that case after the match. So he still holds possession of it. We'll find out what happens there. But now, focus shifts to Division 1 for the men as the American Dragon takes on the Scottish Psychopath. It's Bryan Danielson, Drew McIntyre, set for action right now, and there is some interesting stakes at hand. With Ospreay's countout loss, tiebreakers have...
And his opponent from Ayr, Scotland, weighing in at 254 pounds, the prestigious Pure Wrestling Champion, the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre.
Tiebreakers have shrunk considerably. Put it blunt. If Bryan Danielson wins, we have a tiebreaker matchup. Only one for the men. If he loses, and Drew McIntyre wins, we're in a right old state of only 4 women's tiebreaker bouts, baby. This men's bracket has been absolute insanity through to the very end, and I'll be able to reveal the bracket more or less to you as this battle goes on. We get underway. It is Bryan Danielson, Drew McIntyre for this battle, and right now a lot of things to discuss regarding what we just saw, but we'll look at that at a later date, all things considered. But now the action is on this division. As it stands, a win for Drew McIntyre takes him out of the 7th seed up to 6. I believe. No, he goes up quite a few. He goes up above Danielson. Win for Danielson obviously puts him in an interesting situation where he'll have to face either... Well, he'll face Abyss in a tiebreaker as either the 3rd or 4th seed in this tournament. Obviously, you may be wondering, why is this so important? Well, to put it nicely, seeding splits the brackets. As well, right now, we will either have, in our playoffs of this tournament, we've got Cody and Kevin Nash on one side of the bracket, Will Ospreay and someone in the other. It'll then either be, well, it'll be Nash and potentially, it'll be Abyss and Danielson potential on opposite sides. We just need to determine which side based on seeding, but that'll be tie broke if it happens in that regard. If not, 3rd seed will be Abyss. He will sit on the same bracket side as Cody and Kevin Nash, which overall is a interesting position to be in. But for now, it's undetermined as well. Bryan Danielson's seeding is still on the line, considering he is fighting right now, busted open here against the Scottish Psychopath. Springboards in and hits a beautiful drop kick, and he's certainly feeling it. However, the Scottish Psychopath quickly nips up, sends him for a run. Big time spine buster connecting. Danielson a nip up of his own, but he is caught immediately. Out the back, escapes. Inverted DDT, a scorpion death drop. Brings down McIntyre. Springboard up and over, missing with that senton. But Danielson catching Big Daddy Drew, and well, he's unloading some big shots. Into the corner they go. Danielson, we know, very prolific in terms of its kicking strikes as well as his other forms of offense, that technical wrestling prowess. But the GOAT's looking to fly off the middle rope, and there's that drop kick yet again. He opts for the cover here. Only a 1 count off of that one as well. McIntyre caught. Cattle mutilation locked in. Danielson almost going to force a tap, but McIntyre, very smart technical wrestling to get out of the hold. Has a hold of Danielson. Just face busters him into the mat. Drew keeping the pressure on. And that's what you need to do here against Bryan Danielson. Trap him in a corner, keep him at bay, because the GOAT likes to just get a bit of tempo into the match. And, well, that tempo may have just shifted again. LaBelle lock applied. Danielson's second submission hold locked in. We've seen cattle mutilation already. Has he got enough? The answer's no. Still, match continues, and Danielson's looking to fly. Flying GOAT through the air, drops the head into the sternum and lands the shot for a count of 2. McIntyre reeling because Bryan Danielson's continuing to destroy. LaBelle lock back in, cinched in tight. Is it enough to get the W? The answer's no, because McIntyre breaks the grasp of Danielson. Still, Danielson on the offensive. McIntyre has not been able to garner control back into this matchup ever since that sit-out facebuster, and Danielson knows it, continuing to maintain that pressure. Shot after shot connects. He takes the back of McIntyre. Saito suplex connecting. Just stomping McIntyre's head into the mat. Danielson. hooks him up. Beautiful dragon suplex. The double underhooks utilize the great effect here as McIntyre trying maybe to set up a future shock. Can't get it. Instead hit with a step up enziguri. Now McIntyre has the opportunity to strike, but Danielson quickly reversing all of McIntyre's efforts. Psycho knee connects into the cover. Goes the Dragon. Down for the 2, and there's a 3. Bryan Danielson, an emphatic victory, sets up a tiebreaker bout. Three points to the American Dragon. And well, this bracket certainly is shaping up. We can lock in quite a lot of things now. And McIntyre locked in to face Will Ospreay. That's certainly going to be a treat of a bout for you guys. We then got in the 3rd versus 6th bout, either Abyss or Drew Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. And then lastly, that leaves us with Abyss and Danielson, one of them facing the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. What an interesting bracket we've got for the men that will be determined, well, tomorrow. Tiebreaker night, 5 big boy bouts.
Here is your winner, Bryan Danielson!
To determine the seeding heading into the Winter Classic the following day at New Year's Clash. I'll see you then.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings.